the Brown Boys, the Brown Boys, the Brown Boys, we the Brown Boys, the Brown Boys, we the Brown Boys. Let's get into the story. Steph Curry is in the news once again for something other than selling shoes, something other than shooting three-pointers the way he does so well. He's on O'Shea Duke Jackson's page because once again, his wife. Once again, his wife has made it to the news because apparently, well, I'm not even going to tell you. I'm not going to ruin it for you. This is unbelievable. I'm not going to ruin it for you.
Shit between Ayesha Curry and Steph Curry is definitely polarizing, but it wasn't always like that. At first, Ayesha Curry was the kind of pick-me wife, staying at home, never wearing revealing clothes, and doing whatever she could to show Steph some respect. But ultimately, that did change. And it changed dramatically. We started to see Ayesha Curry go from being a big-time supporter of Steph to resenting him in real time. And statements like this were red flags.
Something that really bothers me and honestly has given me a sense of a little bit of an insecurity is the fact that, yeah, there are all these women throwing themselves. But me, the past 10 years, I don't have any of that. I have zero, this sounds weird, but male attention.
So here you have a woman complaining that.
And that's crazy to hear somebody say that because it almost gives off the impression that she want to get effed. If I was a YN, if I was a younger male, I would have tried her. I ain't gonna lie. It says that she wants to have sex, in my opinion, because it's harder on Steph to move around like that. If he wants to really be committed to this woman, he just wants to be a great basketball player. But a byproduct of that is him making a lot of money. And a byproduct of that is girls and groupies are going to want to talk to him. They all want your spot. So instead of you worried about being your best self, you're worried about men. You want to be just like your husband. You want to be an equal with your husband. You want the same, you want what he got, basically. And what it sounds like is that Steph Curry is cruising for a divorce right after he's done playing because for whatever reason, she's not satisfied in this marriage. She, instead of her saying, I'm going to be the best version of myself so then my man can continue being respectful, responsible to me and my family, I'm going to focus on girls watching him. Who told you that's what you need to be focused on? All the guys that she actually like, Drake and all these rappers that I think she wants to actually sleep with, those men are going to sleep with other women. And guess what? She's not going to worry about. If she wants to sleep with them, she's not going to be worried about them sleeping with other women. But Steph Curry, she wants to hold him to a standard. She's worried about him being talked to by other women. And that just sounds asinine to me. That makes it harder. I'm at this hotel right here, and it's a conference going on, and there's ladies everywhere. And just because I step outside and I'm 7 foot, you wouldn't believe what all I done heard walking outside. I'm like, Lord. And these women in the 40s and in the early 50s, I'm talking about they straight up let me know. God, damn, you a tall drink or what? I mean, this one lady looked me up. She had to be the shorter, the harder to look up too. This lady had to be about 5'2", 5'1". She looked at me. She looked at me like, ooh, like something stank, like one of them old. She said, ooh. She looked all the way up. She said, ooh, you are a tall tree. You remind me of my, ooh. I just walked off. I heard him. I'm like, what the fuck? The hell is going on? You can't be at no convention with a bunch of ladies. And ma'am, I understand that it's frustrating that a lot of people want your husband, but it could be worse for you. You could be having sex with a man that don't love you. A lot of these women are having sex with men that don't love them. If you don't know what that's like, a lot of people gonna tell you how fun that is. Girl, it's so fun. My back blowed out. But it ain't gonna be fun when these dudes they wipe it off on you, and they out the door all the time, and then you by yourself. As a lot of these ladies are going through that now. They're ruining their homes, watching Instagram, scrolling people best fake moments that they put up there, thinking that, oh, I'm supposed to have a man like that. Look at his abs. Oh, I'm supposed to have a trip like this. And instead of being happy with what you actually have, it's people going crazy. It's people going crazy, crashing out. She actually thinks she can do better than Steph Curry. When Kevin Samuels was 100% right about this woman, ain't nobody finna be with you with all them god doggone kids Steph Curry done pumped up in you. The best thing you're going to get out of a man is maybe better back shots than Steph Curry. And that's it. And then they're going to be trying to dig in your pockets because you don't seem like the smartest tool in the knife and in the drawer, because you're not the sharpest knife in the drawer, because if you were, you would know this is your ceiling. You got to play your cards right. I don't give a damn what you say. Thinking that you're going to leave this situation and get better than Steph Curry, what are you looking for? I don't know. You must be looking for better sex, because that's about all you potentially gonna get. A man with the money that you're gonna get from Steph Curry is most men are not gonna have that money. Steph Curry married you for love. I don't think he has a prenup. He got a shoe deal. He got all these things going on. You know that you're gonna take almost all this man's money. Allegedly, I think I snapped. So people are gonna look at you like the girls are looking at Steph Curry as a come up. So you want to put yourself in a situation for people to look at you as a come up. You're a come up that they can get sex out of. Can you imagine that? As a man, you can conquer this woman, really get into it, and get her money? This is stupid. Steph Curry is your covering, lady. And if you lose that covering, hell, I might take my shot at your dumb ass. You better not lose that covering of Steph Curry. I'm going to tell you that right now, because you don't seem that smart. You chasing rappers and you thinking this shit cool because you want to be out in the I met this girl and I told, if Steph Curry watching this, Steph Curry, I don't give a damn if you go off at me. I told you at Darius, we was at Darrell house. What's this joker name? Came out of high school, played for Golden State. My guy too. What's his last name? Who house was that? Golden State Warriors. He always been like, cool story, bro. He played in Miami alongside D Wade. Came out of high school. What is his name? Darrell Wright. That's his name. D Wright. We had his house. She came in with all the guys, and while Steph was playing pool, she been like this for years. Steph Curry is damn near good at everything. I don't know everything, but I'm just saying, as far as sports wise, Steph Curry was playing pool. I think it was him and Klay Thompson. And Steph Curry is like a pool shark. This dude can jump the ball. He can go around. Man, it was crazy seeing these shots. I'm like, how the hell he learned how to play pool like that? And so she had to come in and say something. And she came in and said something and made me say, damn, these girls be really in the game. I said, these girls be acting like they down, but they really be in the game. And the whole room went quiet. I said that shit. I said, man, she said something crazy. I said, man, because I didn't really even know who she with. And me, I can't, when I see something, that be my problem. I turn people off of me because when I see something, I say something. And I said, I barely even knew Steph Curry. I said, damn. I said, these girls be acting like they like that, but they really be in the game. And she in the game. I knew it back then, and she in the game, Jack. Now watch me finish this video. You're going to see. I believe this woman is very much so in the game. And I believe Steph Curry is so blind to the fact that he's okay with it. I think he knows. I don't think Steph Curry see all this stuff going on. He's stupid to this. This woman hold all the cards in this relationship. Any woman this confident to get on camera and do all this shit, she is confident. She got him in a position where she can do no wrong. Because if this was me, I'm out. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm out of here. I wouldn't have married her in a way where the money is gonna work in her favor as much as she think. I would have had an ironclad prenup. And if you wanted the streets, get the fuck on. And Steph Curry is gonna realize the longer you stay in this, it's only gonna ruin your life for later. And most men rationalize it like this: oh, I want to be with my kids, this and that. And that's true. That is absolutely true. But at the end of the day, life be lifing. And it's gonna be a sad day. It's a lot of older men that don't pick up on signs like this, and then they go into their 50s and 60s alone. Because I would rather somebody show me who they are like this when I'm young enough, vibrant enough to do something about it, and get the fuck on. And let's co-parent. Let's let you go out here and learn your lesson. And I'm going to be with a woman who wants to be married. I want to be, if I'm going to get married where I don't got to be, man, I can, listen, I'm going to be honest. Most men can run 5, 6 women at a time. Most men can entertain 5, 6 women. Some can only entertain 2 or 3. Most men, if they're single, they can entertain 5, 6 women all day long. No problem. Like, ain't nobody got to be with no one girl. Nobody got to be with your funky foot ass. So you got to understand that. And a man should understand that too. If I like somebody, I'm going to treat them in a way that I feel like other people not going to treat you. So if you go, go. If you go, go. But if I'm going to take the time to be with you and you're going to make my time like this because you up here thinking you all that because you can hang with Drake and all these people, I would just sit back and look at them. Go ahead and go. Drake only want you for a little taste tester. You'll be a little hors d'oeuvre. But if that's what you want to be, you want to go from a wife to an hors d'oeuvre, you can't stop that, Steph Curry. And one thing you probably doing is you in the way of a hoe. You need to get out this hoe's way. I understand that might sound bad, but the behavior that she's displaying online, she has the behavior of a Jezebel. And you need to get out the way of this Jezebel. It's your fault, Steph Curry. You in the way.
She doesn't get attention from other men, but she wants it. And then Kevin Samuels had to get on her.
She married a guy that she thinks she's better than. And honestly, she's jealous of him. She's jealous because I'm sitting at home, pumped out 3 kids, and he's on TV every day. He's getting all the fame. He's getting all the red carpet treatment. He's getting all this. And only time she gets attention is attention he deflects to her. We wouldn't know about Ayesha Curry if it wasn't for Steph. He tries to put her in the spotlight. He tries to put her front and center. And guess what? If she had what it takes, she'd already be there. And that's what's not being told.
Woo! Now, Kevin always had the gift of bringing things out to the open that some of us wouldn't have thought about. And he says it very clearly. If she was really that chick, she would already be on, but she's not. And you're upset that you're not on. And then even now, as you've seen in the past with some of her interviews, she's talking about how she regrets being, a wife, a mother. She had other things that she wanted to do. And, well,
it's healthy.
Man, my bad. I'm not trying to give up all the sauce, but I'm saying you keep your haircut and stuff, so you look like a smooth player. I'm ugly. And I had a little change in my pocket. I wasn't really giving you none, but I cook a mean chicken and a pork chop. So if I can get girls like that, country, ashy, on ATV, I can imagine what these dudes do that's trying to get girls. That's trying to dress up in $1,000 jeans, that's wearing the chains, that's doing all that with the girls like. I couldn't imagine, like I'm 7 foot, right? I couldn't imagine wearing jewelry every day and being dressed up every day. That shit would get on my nerve. Every time I go somewhere, it'd be a girl trying to holler. That would actually get on my nerves. I ain't trying to talk every time I go somewhere. I'll save my height and then I'll be out because I ain't trying to meet all these new chicks. That could be a new bill. That's a liability. So no, I ain't. That shit be annoying sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I got handsome nigga problems. I'm ugly, but I got tall problems because when you tall, you handsome to some women. So yeah, man, if I ain't meaning to give up the ghost like that, but women got to know. They got to know that, lady, you could be the same thing that you can do. Women can go out and get 15, 20 men. There's not men that's turning down available VJJ. So women can go out and do what they want to do. I'm just saying.
It's healthy to, in front of a bunch of strangers in a public setting, to talk about how your husband just kind of doesn't get it and how it's much harder for you to not have been able to pursue your dreams that were literally only that, dreams. Like there was nothing in your reality that looked like you were about to be on the trajectory of becoming a C-suite executive.
Woo! Yeah, again, this is the problem with Ayesha Curry. She's acting as if she was going to be like this big time celebrity if she had not met Steph Curry. That's the issue. But hindsight is 2020, so it's easy to say that you would have done X, Y, and Z simply because you are rich. But really, if I wouldn't have went to Grant High School, I would have became the #1 point guard in the city of Sacramento.
Stop the cap.
But again, these things Ayesha Curry kept coming about, and almost, it seems like.
Yeah, this nigga O'Shea, this dude O'Shea funny. And he plays that perfectly. Yeah, I would have been, #1 division if I would have went to that school. Stop the cap. That was perfectly placed. Good editing right there. I hear that again.
simply because you are rich. But really, if I wouldn't have went to Grant High School, I would have became the #1 point guard in the city of Sacramento.
Stop the cap.
But again, these things with Ayesha Curry kept coming about, and almost, it seems like almost every few months she goes on to some podcast and she's really, really disrespecting Steph Curry. And to Steph Curry's point, he's nothing like Ayesha Curry. He's very respectful. He never talks about her in, devastating way or in a pejorative way, despite the fact that she does this. And this is what has caused so many women to question her.
But at this point, you're embarrassing him, because it's like every interview you want to let it be known you're not happy. Then let somebody else marry him. Let somebody else live the lavish lifestyle. Let somebody else make him happy. What you thought was going to happen marrying a basketball player? You thought he was going to be home every single day? No, bro. That's what comes with the game. I would be meal prepping for that man, doing everything he got to do. You on interviews talking about how, in other words, you're miserable. You act like you want to go cheat.
Now, this lady.
What she just said is what's going to start happening. See, women compete. See, men will start off talking. Now, Steph Curry, I want to hear what you say to this beautiful young lady. I don't think you're going to respond back like you did to Killer Mike. Because first what starts happening is us men say something. We start trying to iron sharpen iron. So we try to kind of call you out. Like, Steph, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You this dude that's making all this money, you being played like a sucker? What's up, man? And then after we see that most men are going to defend their wife. Me, if I had a wife that was out of pocket and she did something, I'm talking to my wife. I'm sorry. I'm going to be saying I feel the same way. I'm on the way home now. You know what I mean? I heard that bullshit she did. But when them women start saying stuff like this, it's too late now. Steph Curry ain't going to be able to stand up to all this pressure. Everywhere he goes, it's women out there that are attractive that knows you ain't shit, girl. They know you ain't Jack Judy. This woman probably staying in the projects. Look at that house behind her. She's staying in an apartment building. You think that if she had Steph Curry, that Steph Curry would have to worry about her getting on TV saying anything? Steph Curry, go to the hood and get you a woman like this. Get you a woman that she ain't got a bunch of tattoos. Get you a woman. The first thing she said was, I would make sure I would meal prep and take care of this man. And maybe his wife is doing that too. But getting on the camera, undermining this man's greatness is a little wild to me. This is wild. How would this look if a man was to take away from their wife greatness like she's taken away from Steph Curry? Y'all will be calling this out. So when us men say something, don't be talking about we need to be y'all out of pocket. This is that. No, we not. She's out of pocket for us even knowing about this stuff. She's out of pocket for any of this stuff being on the internet. When you're married, that's a sacred bond. 1 and 1 become 2. So how the fuck do we know all their business? How did 1 and 1 become everybody else's business? Because she run her mouth too much. So instead of you, Steph Curry, coming to check everybody that's on the internet, you need to go look to your left or your right and look at your wife dead in her eye and say, that's the last time you need to be on the internet talking about me and my marriage. And if you can't say that to your wife without her saying toxic and all this shit, get her the fucking divorce. It's simple as that.
It's interesting because she's saying something that a lot of these things. Why don't you just leave the guy, let somebody else marry him, and take care of him? I mean, that's just what you should do, because every time you're talking about this guy, you are insinuating the worst. And it also seems like you're a lady who wants to cheat. Now, again, guys, people have been speculating this for a long time on the internet. Like Ayesha Curry is, showing her body off. She's losing all this weight. She's hanging out by herself in Toronto. Like, clearly this lady feels that
she's hanging out by herself in Toronto. Drake is from Canada, probably from Toronto. He used to have floor seats at the game in Toronto. She went to Italy. She's in a picture with Drake with her stomach out, with her pants unzipped. Yeah, I can see my wife going on a girls' trip to go see Drake, or just bump into Drake with her girls with some leather booty shorts on with her pants open. Yeah, how long you think she'll be my wife? By the time she moved back in, I'll have her best friend over. You know, because I'd be hurt. Yeah.
She's lost out, so she wants to experience certain things. And I believe that because she has a husband like Steph Curry, let's say, for example, that she was to cheat, she's probably betting on the fact that, okay, well, he's not going to leave me if I do cheat. It doesn't matter. Woo! But again, the signs are there. If a woman is talking about this sort of stuff, kind of out in the open, and especially if you are a high value man, you are a man that makes a lot of money. And again, Kevin Samuels was saying the same thing deeper into that video. She doesn't respect the position that Steph Curry has. While we are so enamored by the fact that he's the greatest shooter of this generation, you know, he's an excellent basketball player, she doesn't look at him in the same vein, and that's the issue. But he looks at her as if she's the best thing since white rice. And so now these rumors have continued to, you know, kind of fester about, you know, both of them, her willingness to stay in the marriage, speculating when the marriage is going to end because most people think it will end soon, and all of that. But nobody ever had any confirmation of infidelity happening until.
Who is the biggest name girl you've ever fucked?
If I lie, do I get sued for defamation?
Who's the most famous girl you ever fucked?
Yes, you know, Ayesha Curry. Wow.
So Tekashi 6ix9ine goes to Neo's stream, and Neo asks him, who is the biggest star that you've ever clapped cheeks with? And he says, well, am I going to get sued? And, you know, he then goes out to say it's Ayesha Curry. Now, I don't know if this is true.
If it ain't true, he still need a whooping. You don't play with somebody and say you slept with their wife. You don't even. This right here is crazy work. Hey, boy, this crazy work, man. God, dog. What do you say? Like, how is dinner at the Curry's house tonight? She sit down at the table. I'm Steph Curry. I sit back. She passed me my peas and my chicken and shit. I'm eating my little grilled chicken. I'll be sitting there looking at her ass. So you seen the news today? You seen Tekashi? You heard about that? And I'll just be thinking back, where was she at that Tekashi would have been at? Why would Tekashi say that he slept with this man's wife? Is that a troll? Does that fall up under trolling? Can we troll that we slept with someone's wife? Is that cool? Can somebody troll and say they slept with your husband or your boyfriend? Is that a good troll? Is that what we doing now? Dinner is Fruit Loops because that's what it looks like. That's what he looks like. Man, hey, listen, man. Grilled chicken me, you tried to relax. The last thing I'm going to do is play with the best shooter in the world. Man, listen, man. I didn't know this was cool to do this. And I don't know if this is trolling. I don't know if somebody's going to... Like, how do you think of that as a troll? How do you think of Ayesha Curry? Is it because some of the stuff she said in the news? Like, I don't know. Seeing her with Drake, seeing 6ix9ine say this, I'm starting to think she been secretly in the game. I'm sorry. She around toxic women that all they do is talk down on men. And sometimes when you get a part of that, I like to call it the cackling hen club. When one female is single, she tells the other friends how great her life is, even though she's lying. She'll act like her life is one big party. She's taking trips. Oh, I'm free, girl. I ain't got to deal with no stress. She'll pick her schedule, pick when she gonna sleep with a man, but it's still up under the same circumstance that a man is getting some free sex. They'll be the ones that decide when it happens, but they think they're in control. It's still at the end of the day, you're single and you're giving up a man some free sex to your body. And so it's not, you're not in any more control. You're just a dysfunctional woman. And she gets around those type of women and she has conversations about her husband, which to me is grounds to walk away. Like, Steph, this has been going on long enough. Steph is a self-made boss, and you sitting here downgrading this man like he's just a scrub. Like, I don't know. Somebody must, I don't get it. He must just be bred to be a basketball player. He's a great basketball player, but hey, I don't know. Maybe God telling them to stay through this.